Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. We are here today because of Democrats' desire to continue a sham investigation, which has been ongoing now for over a year. Last year, Democrats threatened the oil and gas industry with subpoenas months before even inviting them to a hearing, despite the appearance of oil and gas CEOs at a 6-hour committee hearing on October the 28th. Last year, Chairwoman Maloney still subpoenaed all the hearing witnesses for documents. Right now, we should be talking about skyrocketing gas and oil prices and what can be done to help Americans. However, that is not the purpose of this hearing today, because Democrats are out of touch with the reality that millions of Americans are experiencing inflation. But this is not surprising, because during a hearing last October, Democrats asked Mike Wirth, "Are you embarrassed as an American company that your production is going up?" Really? Why would he be embarrassed that production is increasing? Fossil fuel is an imperative for our country to properly function. And it is stunning that people in this hearing room actually think that we can eliminate fossil fuel. Do you know that everything made from plastics comes from fossil fuels in the petrochemical industry? Do you drink water from a plastic bottle? Do you get hand sanitizer from a plastic bottle? Do you have a laptop computer, a television? How about the glasses that you wear? Or even the easel back there that's holding that sign has plastic on it. How about the insulation on electrical wire? Electrical wire, of which you could not build an electric vehicle without insulation on electric wire, and that comes from hydrocarbons. All of it comes from hydrocarbons. So moving away from plastics made from hydrocarbons is clearly a recipe for disaster. But if we're going to move away from it, what are we moving toward? What is the substitute? There is not one. Not only are Democrats out of touch, but they are clearly deflecting our attention from the fact that neither the Democrats in Congress or the Biden administration have a plan to address the energy crisis. One day, President Biden commits to cutting gas pollution in half by 2030, and the next, President Biden attacks the domestic companies for not producing enough energy. Over the 4th of July weekend this past summer, President Biden stooped so low as to demand that gas stations abide by his will, asking small businesses to cut prices across the country as the solution to his failed anti-oil and gas policies. I would like to ask unanimous consent to submit for the record this article that was published by the National Review on July 6, 2022.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. Biden's shameful gas station attack. Mr. Schellenberger, as you know, Plant Vogtle reactors 3 and 4 in Georgia are the only 2 nuclear power reactors to be built in decades in America. And my Georgia constituents will benefit from it every day with inexpensive and clean energy. And by the way, thank you for your testimony concerning energy density, as it was very enlightening to see where actually the energy, of each particular product rests on the ladder of energy density. I hope every person in this hearing room really takes that to heart. So what role do you think nuclear energy should play in meeting America's current and, more importantly, future energy needs?
Thank you for the question, sir. I mean, nuclear is the queen of power of all sources of electricity. It's the most environmentally sound. It's the most secure. And, of course, it's always been a huge priority for every presidential administration in the United States because it is a dual-use technology. It always has been. It's a serious issue. We need to significantly expand. We need a green nuclear deal, not a renewables expansion that would increase our dependence on China. We need to reduce our dependence. Nuclear is the key to that. My concern, sir, is that we're losing the valuable intellectual property and skills that were developed among welders and pipe fitters and other workers to build the Vogtle plants. We need industrial security in the United States. That's what Russia's invasion of Ukraine shows. And that means that we need a plan to build out nuclear, take it from its today 19% to 50% of electricity between now and 2050. We've always had a national champions model. The right model is 2 major nuclear plant building firms. We might have one partnership with the Japanese, French, or Koreans, but we need to expand nuclear power. It's a national security imperative at this point, sir.
Well, thank you. I certainly agree with you in that, and it's a shame that we have only seen 2 nuclear plants in the last 40 to 50 years come online. I think we need more too. Thank you for that, and with that, I yield back.